I'm excited to be here as usual, and it looks like we are already off to the races.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got a pretty standard seed for you today. This is just your basic, normal, open, randomized swords. This is, for everything you've been watching probably so far this tournament, this is going to be about as, vanilla as it gets. So I saw 3 crystals there.
It was a little too fast for me, but maybe I can catch it on the restream here. And I got a 5 and 6 crystal on Hera, and then regular crystals on Eastern Palace and Desert Palace.
Both our runners getting bomb drops from the tree pool. That's nice.
Definitely will not complain. And we're harkening back to the qualifiers with this very, standard mode or open mode easy seed. See how this runs. So what are you looking hoping to find from this seed today?
I want to see I'd like to see a seed where, with all the completionists and all the old dungeons we've been seeing, I want to see something where a gamble pays off. Well, there's a hammer.
That's a hammer.
But I want to see something just completely out of the way that somebody makes a gamble for and it pays off super early.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be interesting. I'm trying to think of what might that hammer found. That's a lot of those hammerless gambles that have been taken away from us already.
Let's go with my personal favorite. How about Titan's Mitts inside of the King's Tomb? Mire required.
You mean the graveyard ledge, right?
No, inside of actually inside of the King's Tomb.
You'd need the mitts to move the rocks to get in the King's Tomb.
Not if you have the Mire.
Oh, that's right. Thinking of inverted. I can't brain anymore. That does sound pretty evil.
Oh, yeah. So, more bombs off the tree pool, 300 rupees. That's a good start. That's going to take care of most of our early shopping.
Alright, and we're dropping into the little Thieves hideout in here to find a couple more bombs. Since we already got plenty of bombs off that pole, we will get through there without even taking them. And we'll head into Kakariko Village. It's nice to see, nice for these runners to find the early bombs and early money, so there's no real farming required as we head into the village.
No, not at all. And this is going to give us our first good sense of where the seed's going to want us to go. So we're going to see what the thieves have stolen today and what's been shoved down the well.
Will be interesting to see, and we're going to head down almost in sync as we head down those stairs. And our first chest in our fun little puzzle reveals to us a sword. And the cane! Some sticks. And 20 rupees. Well, well, well.
So super early cane there. It's not by itself going to say a lot, but that could lead to some very unfortunate things. And by unfortunate, I usually refer to Pendant Turtle Rock.
Being that this is just a Ganon seed, that's never something you want to see. As we high-five our way down the well, let's see what we have hiding inside. FEARAgent is a little early to that explosion. And another 50 bucks, another $300, and 3 bombs. So we've got all the money we could need for Zora and just about for this entire seed.
Yeah, we're pretty well loaded. We got 700? Yeah, I think we're only going to need like another 200. What is up with the bombs?
All bombs, all day. Welcome to Kakariko Village. And there's an early lift upgrade. Now we're just looking for that moon pearl, and we would have Dark World access.
Yeah, that gives us... We have access to the Dark World, but we can't really do anything there.
Nope, it would leave you stuck in both places you portaled into. And another 20 in the back of the tavern. We'll head on down toward the library and the race game. Interesting path choice by Liam. I don't know if that's faster or not.
Not without boots. With boots it is, but just vanilla, not really.
And interesting to see we're going to have both of our runners decide to just straight up dive the race game.
I mean, it's not like you're short on bombs. I can kind of see it here. And with everything basically more without everything you found, you've got a good chance of there being some okay over here. And I stand woefully corrected.
And both runners safe and quit out. I imagine the South Shore check is where we're heading next. As FEARAgent just breaks my prediction and heads toward the sanctuary. Probably back of escape because he's got those mitts in hand.
Yeah, he looks like he's gonna go back of escape. I was confused for a minute, thought maybe he wanted more money, but no, he's just gonna do back of escape.
Definitely a valid play.
Yeah, it's open, 3 chests.
Just get it out of sight, out of mind.
See if the key was back here and if it was required.
And there's a flute. And a mirror in the dam. Well, Seed. Well.
Yeah, it's really nice. So we've already found the mirror. We've got our flute, and it looks like Fear's gonna immediately go activate it.
Definitely gonna blame him. It's always nice to unleash geese upon a seed.
Yeah. After he releases his duck, he's gonna just go straight down to 7 and be right here on with Liam on these checks.
That routing diversion is definitely paying off, as that will speed up his overworld travel and start to open up Death Mountain. After he finds that mirror, that puts Tower of Hera already available to us.
Yeah, no fire source for the basement in case it's needed, but other than that, I mean, that's still a lot of checks that we're gonna have open.
And we'll get those salutes in chat as we play our Hyrulean National Anthem. And the Fowl is on the prowl. So we go through Mini Moldorm Cave on the right-hand side. And gain a Fire Rod.
Well, so much for the basement not being in logic. Oh, but Fear's gonna go straight to Death Mountain. Can't really fault him for the play. I mean, yeah, you got to sequence break the Old Man in the Dark, but it's not like it's that difficult.
Now, since we don't have any Randomizer shenanigans going on today, it'll be a quick and easy run through the Old Man's Cave. Interesting little fact with this: if you start the Old Man sequence and you were to fail, you start right back here in the dark.
Yeah, that's what makes this a little bit of a risky proposition in the dark and other variants, is that you couldn't get in a place where you're kind of just stuck traipsing around in the dark for a little while.
And that never feels good, as stabbing in the dark, as Liam Atlas pulls 300 out of Ice Rod Cave and looks to... maybe thought about doing a fake flipper, but decides to nope out.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, he didn't put a save and quit to his house, so he's probably gonna go check Shasta's coat closet and maybe Eastern.
Definitely not bad plays. It'll be interesting to see how long it takes FEARAgent to get into that South Shore, only to be disappointed that he would have been a little bit faster had he gone there first.
Yeah, it won't be a huge time loss, just one or two runs up the mountain. Liam definitely needs to get back and get that flute probably soon, depending on what he finds over here.
And now we know that we need that fire rod, because that hint just told us that the big key is in the basement. And
we just found out that the green pendant is in pod.
Ugh. I have to say I loathe a pendant pod just a little bit more than a pendant TR. So many items to check, and it could be worth nothing.
Yeah, so Fear is going to go ahead and get Agna out of the way, make sure we don't leave that location off by itself. Find a heart piece on the desert ledge.
Definitely, one that oft gets orphaned, though it has been checked more frequently in this tournament, I've noticed, than in past tournaments.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's prior to like a lot of the checking in this. Okay, those are silvers.
That's definitely worth coming out here for, because those silver arrows are going to make Ganon all that much easier. And as we're only on normal difficulty, the silvers are pretty strong.
Yeah, they'll make everything easier. It's just one of those things where it's one of those sphere ones that you never ever want to leave, and just that you can just forget about it for half hour, 45 minutes, something like that.
No, it's so far out of the way. It's not something you don't even really want to go to at the same time. And FEARAgent picks up their mirror. As we'll head Liam heading back toward the dark areas of Eastern Palace, a pretty standard play for runners of caliber.
Yeah, he won't have much problems with the dark rooms here. Again, Eastern's one of those things. It's got pretty much the first dark room you'll ever learn, other than maybe the old man in the first half. Now the back half's a little different, but he's got the fire rod to make it easy, but no bow.
We definitely still need to get that bow to get past those red Igors in the back of the way to the boss.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Fear, it's going to be interesting here whether he immediately flutes after coming out of fighting this fire rod and going with not only his hint, but yeah, just coming straight back, going right up to Hera, getting that out of the way.
I missed what was in the big chest and swamp, but I'm going to catch it on the restream here.
It was bombs, of course. Like everything else in this seed, it's bombs.
Bombs and big 20s. We need all the booms. All the time. And FEARAgent hopes that we'll open up the next chest and find their fire rod. To answer the question in chat, Liam won the first race between these two. And then we'll have one more to do after this. And the third races are picked by a by a bot, not by one of the runners, but each runner has the chance to veto an option. And for those wondering, this was FEARAgent's choice for the standard Ganon open mode. And Liam makes quick work of those dark rooms as anticipated, and FEARAgent does go to pick up his $300 in Ice Rod Cave. As 300 sold by Liam in Eastern.
Yeah, so Liam kind of striking out there. We're gonna have to see where he goes from here. Sank, he's probably about to go get his flute.
You'll definitely feel good picking that up.
Alright, FEARAgent with the flute. Gotta be going to 1 here. Yep, 1. Hera's about to come into play.
Definitely smart. Unfortunately, takes the death to the dead rock.
Well, he'll just pop out at the old man.
Losing just a few frames to get that one more length across the mountain. Alright, so Demon, we're gonna head into Tower of Hera. What do you think it'd be holding that'll send us in a direction on this seed?
I think Hera's probably going to be a strikeout, just from the way it's played out so far, but it is a 5/6 crystal. I think that their next piece of progression is probably going to be either like Spiral or Paradox.
Definitely more item-dense locations.
Now, Liam's going to come here and activate his flute. Now, they're pretty much neck and neck as far as checks. Liam has some Eastern checked out and Shaz's Closet, but Fear has those silvers off Agna.
It definitely gives them a small bit of combat edge. When we find that bow, we'll pick up our small key here, as we had a good chance of finding, so we can go back to the basement and find our big key that we know is hiding there, thanks to the hint in Spectacle Rock. And
Oh! That's a hint.
Now what we really need to find... Actually, we don't really need to find that moon pearl, but we do need to find a mitt to get access to the Dark Mountain and pick up that bow.
Yeah, just finding a mitt here would be huge.
As we could pull off that Super Bunny glitch that cave is so named for. FEARAgent not quite able to get his coffee break there.
Yeah, waited just a little too long for that tile and it hit him.
As Liam makes its way and brings his old man out of the dark. And gets his $5 tip. And there's our big key as foretold. What is Liam going to do as he walks over? It looks like he thought about just checking, but is going to go ahead and dive for it.
Yeah, with V30 in the hints, there's no reason not to just straight dive into this. It's an item, it's a hint.
Now, I have seen as the tournament goes on, and as we get further along the release of these hints, I'm seeing a bit more divergence of people that will just always straight dive hints. I mean, I've seen that one and the Thieves Town hint tile orphaned rather frequently.
A lot of it's going to depend, in my opinion, on what seed you're running. Like, if you're running in all dungeons or something very completionist, the hints serve less value than they do in a Ganon. Did it say bombs and Mimic Cave?
Yeah, that is indeed what we have, so we won't have to worry about that check at all. Because of course, that's all we have here. It's just
two-hole fall.
That's gonna feel bad.
Yeah, I know it's fast, but I'm not a great runner. That's why I'm on this side of the desk. At this point, I 100% go up a floor and drop down vanilla. It's not worth falling 2 floors.
I've never attempted bomb jumping myself. I will like boot stash and hook shot, but not that.
Yeah, looks like Fear's gonna take this vanilla route now.
Yeah, that's one of the things where you give it one try, and then if it doesn't work out, you just cut your losses and do it as intended.
Yeah.
As Liam finds out about his bow being in Money Cave. And we get the powder.
Nice safety to have, especially on low hearts as they are still, if you're somewhere that has the anti-fairies. But no access to the actual location unlocks yet.
We have the hammer, so we can get there from the light world.
Oh yeah, I'm not used to having hammer like 10 minutes in.
Yeah, especially with this being a randomized sword and not a sword list where it's like the most important item in the game. Alright, and FEARAgent is going to drop down and take on Landmolus to pick up his 5/6 crystal as he fights with the hammer hitbox. The true toughest boss of the game, and that's a
5-hole
fall.
So Fear's not having good luck with these holes here in Hera, but should get it through here. Just giving Liam a good chance to get back up, you know, screen for screen where he's at, although Liam's got more checks done.
But as we knew, those checks in Eastern didn't really pay off much. But it is something that FEARAgent will do, as Eastern Palace is a crystal.
Ooh.
It just does not appear to be his day. Or it's just Moldorm's day to have a little bit of fun.
Everything's coming up Moldorm.
Hopefully on this attempt, FEARAgent can hammer out his disagreements with Moldorm.
Yep, 3rd time's the charm. 4th time's the charm.
Or not. Switching our focus, Liam finds out that there is no reason to go to Mimic Cave and will go for that bomb jump. And gets through.
That set up really well there. Almost, it was kind of close for a second there. He was kind of teetering on the edge, but got it pretty well.
And there's 2 hits for FEARAgent. One more will send him down. And there's the explosions, and he shows his displeasure to Moldorm. Only to find the compass. But that is our first crystal, 19 minutes and 50 seconds in.
Yeah. good to start collecting crystals early when you can, especially the good or easy light world ones. We're gonna have to see what the value is on the other side of the mountain to see where we're gonna need to head to next.
An interesting choice by Liam here to use the spin and poke with the hammer there. Just a little extra safety, as you cannot fall down the hole while using the sword in any sort of fashion unless you enter the ouch animation.
Yeah, not to mention, holding the sword out does usually extend the hammer's hitbox just a little bit.
With Fighter Sword, it's not the most, but any little bit helps with that fun thing we call the hammer hitbox.
Alright, so Fear's going to take his rather long stroll through Spiral Cave.
Liam will be joining them shortly after they check and see that there's only just a piece of heart on that floating island.
Yeah, there are things that aren't super slow that feel terrible, like no boots inside of Spiral Cave. Hey, there's our bottle. We can check Sick Kid now.
And one cannot complain about a free green goo.
Yeah, especially when you already have Fire Rod as a really good range weapon if you end up finding, like, for, say, example, access to Desert to kill Landmo or something.
Definitely a lot faster than the Fighter Sword with most things. As FEARAgent shows off that Japanese 1.0 block destruction.
Yeah, coming in there with a Mire this early when you're checking it isn't common. Oh, there's the Moon Pearl, sure enough.
There is our Moon Pearl. Excellent. Now, hopefully we find the mitts and we will get our access to the boa here. 5 more checks here in Paradox Cave. Well.
Wow.
I hope we like hanging out on Death Mountain for a while, because we're going to be here, and there's a Master Sword.
So, Ether, Master Sword, Mitts, all in Paradox, along with the Moon Pearl.
Which will then let us get into Super Bunny Cave and pick up our bow.
And we'll be able to check at least the pendant requirement. Or not pendant, but the medallion requirement for TR.
So all we need to do is find some boots or hookshot here. We can take care of Death Mountain all in one fell swoop as we see the other 5, 6 in Thieves Town and pendants on
Skull and Mire.
So that takes the potential for 1 coin to not have to worry about, depending on how the items fall.
Yeah, so we know one of these two's the bow. We don't know what the other one is, and we'll see if we've got the right medallion, hopefully.
So looking at all of that, the dungeons and where they fall into crystals, it looks like the hookshot will be our big crux here.
Oh, chat bring up a good point. If this is Ether for Turtle Rock, do you dip it already?
No, it may not be the worst play. I mean, you can get...
You're literally one item short. Yeah. I mean, laser bridges isn't logic, but...
What do you qualified for this tournament? I'm assuming you're going to figure out laser skips by now, and yes, we do have Ether.
Liam's at the very minimum going to go ahead and crack it to see what the hint is. Fear's probably going to do the exact same thing. Whether or not they dip it, I don't see... I would maybe just dip the fire side, you know, the fire lock, as well as back to chain jumps.
Yeah, I'd say probably the front side isn't the worst play, but Liam just deciding I'm not interested at all.
Well, he opened from the top, so he has to go get his bow.
Oh, that's right. We're gonna walk in and at least check the hint tile. We'll see if we go any further in. Well. And he's deciding we're going in Turtle Rock. The seed is definitely pointing him in this direction, giving them the cane, ether access, everything they need except for that ice rod,
yeah.
Trinex, which could be anywhere except on Trinex and Ganon Tower.
Liam's gonna go in and check the hint. We'll have to see if he decides to dive as well.
Grabbing his green text, and he's heading in.
Yeah, so both of our runners are really on the same path here. It's a dungeon that's pretty well fully open. Make sure to go down. All right. A lot of things. Runners sometimes forget that I don't have a hook shot.
So now we have to do this the intended way. At least if you do forget to start that, there is a chance to turn that around on that small section there.
Now, Fear's going to do this intended as well because these rollers hurt. Like 3 hearts hurt.
And it's not going to find much for his trouble, so I imagine he'll mirror out of that one. Will he go further? Looks like he will.
Alright, now this is going to be the risk. These chain chomps will one-shot you.
Definitely one of the more obnoxious enemies in the game. And they're only in one place. Go ahead and burn down the Hokuboku. Alright, here we go. Oh, chain chomp ain't his block there. Yanking used to the iframes there. And picks up the big key, and further in he goes.
Yeah,
well done.
That was smooth. That was smooth.
Waits for my least favorite Fairy to buzz away, and continues on. And it's time for Liam's turn with the chain chomps. Didn't display iframes, but he had them.
Yep. That's what you get when you stream at 30 frames, but yeah, that was both smooth on both parts there.
See that bunny sprite for Dark Link being just regular Link?
Yeah, that's great.
So I have to wonder, is Liam using the default, or is he perhaps using the hat Link?
I don't think we'll really know until he gets a mail upgrade.
Unfortunately getting clipped there and kind of losing control of this room, which can happen and is quite frustrating.
Yeah, I wouldn't be super surprised here if Liam's stealing the key.
Or he's going back for a refill. And he's going back for a refill.
I just don't want to get blasted by the laser. I completely understand that now.
Yeah, because if he had taken that laser to the face, he was heading back to the beginning. And thanks to the hint tile we found earlier, we're just going to go ahead and walk straight past Mimic Cave.
Oh, this is going to feel bad.
Uh-oh.
He's got to burn the green potion. Now, one thing that a lot of people would probably disagree with, and again, one of the reasons I'm slower at this game, coming off that middle island, I will, low on magic, go the other direction and go back a room because of the full magic refill there.
I guess it really just depends on how confident you are and how much you want to hold on to that safety in that bottle.
I mean, I can understand not wanting to find it, but if you end up finding the ice rod in here, that potion was the difference between clearing Trinex and coming back.
Especially given that they only have the hammer to really do damage to Trinex. That Master Sword, not the greatest, and we'll head through what is considered by most to be a pretty easy dark room if you just remember how to do it.
Yeah, it's just a matter of you start it going right, then you go down, then you come back.
And he does remember the refill over here, so he doesn't get taken down by this last fire bar. Alright, now we're on to the bridge. And
oh!
Not quite moving fast enough to avoid that laser with that cane block in front.
Yeah, if you would have popped that a second earlier, as soon as he bounced, it would have been okay.
And has decided to not save and continue, but to save and quit. We will see if that comes back to hurt him. I guess it depends on what Liam finds on the laser bridge. And it looks like FEARAgent is on his way over to check Hype Cave.
I think Liam got a little lost in the dark.
That can definitely happen. Alright, so what will Hype Cave live up to its name? We will see.
Oh, Liam takes a death.
And then we've got the better boomerang, in my opinion. Continuing on. The other boomerang. Heart piece. 20 rupees. And a heart piece. I'll call that one a bust.
Alright, so Liam's also going to go ahead and take a save and quit out of TR.
Interesting that he goes back up to the mountain, but he's just going to take the refill and float away. And he is going to the Village of Outcasts?
He's going to drop off his bottle, and he's going to probably head in towards Skullwoods. Or maybe not Skullwoods, but at least in the Thieves.
I would definitely lean more toward Thieves Town, as they have the hammer to get to the blind's chest, and that is the 5/6 crystal. Where Skullwoods is only a pendant.
Yeah, but I always like checking to at least the front part of Skullwoods. It's super easy to get to.
Yeah, it's definitely become more of like an overworld type check. And K45 yielding nothing for FEARAgent. And he's gonna check out our old friend Stumpy. He hands him the $20 as he will now become a tree.
Liam finds a lot of love in the chess game.
Chat with the Divide by Zero Hype Cave, I enjoy it. And Liam is making our first dip into Thieves Town.
Yeah, which is... Now, I'm not a huge fan of dipping Thieves before you finish Outcast. I mean, he's still got 2 checks in there. In Outcast, he has the Bomb Bull Hut and the Sea Hut, I believe.
Yeah, well, there's the big key, as we know we're going to find in the first 4, as 7 digs yields 20 rupees for FEARAgent.
I wonder if Fear's going to do the blacksmith before he goes into Thieves Town.
Would not be the worst play. Coming up from the south, it'll save a little bit of time.
Yeah, plus you've already... I mean, you've got everything. You've even got the powder. This is just like a full, just fledge of checks right here.
And then after you go through Thieves Town, you can grab the purple chest and head maybe down towards Swamp End or Ice. Of course, we would need to find a flippers to really do anything in either of those dungeons. Ah, yes, the sound of hammer pegs.
The sound of slow hammer pegs. It's just not the same as that satisfying just rapid fire tonk 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 tonk.
I have to say, the only thing I find more satisfying in this game than the hammer dashing is probably getting those quick kills on those Wizard rooms in Ganon's Tower.
Oh yeah. So only finding some explosions inside of hammer pegs as par for the course for this seed.
Alright, and what are our smiths creating for us today?
I bet they're boomsmiths.
Oh, there's a pretty high chance. Nope, love.
Liam getting a little bit beasted by the Hellway.
Alright, and we're gonna head in toward the Mad Batter's Hat. What will he be cursing us with today? And that said the Book of Doors in Thieves Town, I think.
Yeah, which means it's in the back half.
And our curse today is the hook shot!
Well, of all the things to be cursed with, some boing boing's a good thing.
I will take that curse any day. There will be all the springs in this seed. He's gonna go ahead and grab the purple chest, interestingly enough.
It's not bad. You can flute to 7, drop it off, flute back to 3, grab your portal, and then just continue on.
Huh, you're right. That's not a bad call at all. And just some love. And he's actually gonna go check the Mire area. Interesting route divergence. So far, the only thing we know we're gonna find in Thieves Town, aside from the 5-6 crystal, is the Book of Medora, which may not be needed unless there's something hiding on one of those tablets.
This isn't a bad play for Fear, because after having just found the hook shot, if this is Ether, he can full clear. Well, dark rooms, but yeah, it's still full clear.
But you have to remember, it is a pendant, and it was Ether. I just caught it on the restream.
That is true. Probably going to at least get Desert out of the way here, take care of that.
Definitely, Mire definitely seems like a bit of a risk, as we find the map in the big chest.
Yeah, I think we found the book inside the cell, so the maiden has at least some reading material. Oh wait, the maiden's blind. Ha.
I get it. Alright, and we're gonna take a look and see. We are boots locked. Oh, yes. The most useful hint of all. Some cash is in Ganon's tower. Alright, and here comes the very much on script so far blind fight from Liam as we find just the compass in there, our only check in Desert Palace.
So yeah, Desert pretty much fully boot locked at this point.
And there's a very cool, clean and on-script kill for the blind from Liam Atlas, picking up Bootins as expected for this seed and its crystal. And that's the Pyramid Fairy already available to us. 37 minutes in.
Yeah, I can't help but think this is going to be followed up with probably a save quit to Link's house.
Well, he still needs to finish the checks here in the Village of Outcasts.
Right. But, I mean, this is... Do the Pyramid Fairy...
And there's the Tempered Sword.
This is why you check the town first.
All things considered, it doesn't do a whole lot to help in Thieves Town. Blind takes 9 hits from any weapon. It takes 9 hits from any weapon that Blind takes damage from to kill him.
I think it takes the red thief guys down to 1 hit, as well as these floating jelly blobs.
Most runners just kind of walk around as we find the magic cape in the bombable hut.
Fear's gonna dip Skull.
Definitely a risk, but it could pay off. There's only 2 items to be found here. And he doesn't have the book from Thieves Town to, like, mirror and make a pedestal check.
No, but he doesn't know that it's in there because the hint for it is in Thieves Town.
Interesting bit of thought here. Has to be careful walking to the next room. Any Gibdo hub could send him back home. Finding the big key and taking the death warp.
So Liam's coming back to finish his blacksmith chain. He'll find his hook shots shortly.
Can't imagine him forgetting to go back, and it looks like Fear's gonna head straight back toward the moth.
Yeah, Fear's putting his eggs here in the basket of there's something back here, already having the fire rod. He thinks it's telling him, hey, I need to go back here, I need to kill Mothula because there's something back here. Or at least find the item here in the check.
It is, and it definitely, it seems like it's not the worst thing. I mean, maybe gaming himself as he's 1-7 in this tournament is going to do some kind of gamble to get himself back into contention. And going through the intended way to pick up those refills. And Liam's gonna go ahead and drop into the magic bat and be cursed with springs. Alright, so now we will find out shortly if FEARAgent's gamble's gonna pay off. Doesn't have the most amount of magic, and Master Sword isn't the most fun for the Moth. Oh, and unfortunately the spike trap getting in his way for that shot. Looks like he's going in for the hammer strats.
Yeah, I'd almost just stick with the spins.
Interesting doing the sword beam hit there. As Liam leads the purple chest on a Mystical World Tour. One of the more fickle followers.
These spikes have eaten a lot of hits for Fear. That was unfortunate.
We won't know if that gamble pays off unless he decides to go back in. And he's going for round 2. Or, yep, thought about it, but he's going to continue on.
Yeah, he's going to be really close on his magic use here.
When you make a gamble like that, you almost have to stick to it.
I mean, I can't fault him for sticking to his guns, but at some point there is sunk cost. You know, you don't want to... Oh, that's nice. He's gonna keep mirroring to fill up his magic.
Not the worst play, though it is slower. And Liam is gonna head into his cave of items.
Cave of boomerangs.
Starting to become a time loss for FEARAgent. One can only hope that the Moth is holding on to something for him.
I'm trying to think what all Moth may either been have, or if anything the PED could lead to at this point.
What's calling out to me are the boots and the flippers.
Yeah, that's really all that it could be at this point, I think.
Or the ice rod. Or at least to be the ice rod to be here, not so much on the pedestal. Alright, out comes the hammer. As Liam crushes that tablet on the right side, I didn't see what it was, though. And down goes the Moth. Will this time pay off for him? Just a compass.
It was a big 20 on the tablet.
Alright, and Liam is going to pick up his silvers from the desert here. Alright, Fear, we're going to head into next. I'd imagine it's going to clear out. They're trying to find the I think there's at least one item left in Skullwoods.
I think there's 2, because he checked the big key chest was vanilla, and the bottom chest in the back was a small key.
That's right, I couldn't remember which items he picked up.
Yeah, it was a front-loaded skull, so it looks like he's going to at least finish that out. Yeah, Liam was going to take the book, but then remembered he had a mirror, so he's going to go in through the Mire area.
Definitely cannot fault him. It just sets us up for the check's a little bit easier. He'll be disappointed to find out that he can't really do a whole lot in desert, as the boots being the main crux. There's one of the items for FEARAgent. It's just a big 20. It looks like he's gonna bomb jump his way to the big chest.
Yeah, this one's a pretty easy setup.
Finds the map, so what's left?
He's gonna need to fall down one of the holes to get the other item.
This is the last checks we have to check. Key. Oh, one more with the Gibdo room here.
Yeah, the pop prison. Let's see what's in here. So was it worth it?
Just a bottle. Fortunately, he had not been to Thieves Town yet to find that Book of Medora, where he could have checked the pedestal and made this a little more efficient, but all in all, it seems to be just a net time loss. I have to imagine you feel kind of behind as FEARAgent in this situation.
Yeah, at least somewhat. I mean, that's the thing. You know, Ganon, you don't have to... Ganon, instead of all dungeons, you have to clear less, but you gotta make gambles like that sometimes, and sometimes it just don't pay off. And
there's a bug net on the bumper ledge, so even though we know where the cape is, we're not going for that.
Looks like FEARAgent's gonna come back here, clear out his Mire checks, and see where he goes from there. It's a little out of the way just coming back for this one check, but hey, there could be the boots back here or something of that nature.
We definitely are still looking for the boots so we can finish Desert Palace, the Ice Rod, and the Flippers. Just a piece of heart there, but as we're still pretty low on health, we'll take it.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of the checks that Liam got. I think he found an extra heart container in Shaw's closet, one in Thieves.
And looks like Liam is heading up toward our pyramid fairy, as we've had the 5-6 crystals for about 15 minutes now.
Yeah, I can't fault Liam for wanting to clean up a little bit more of the overworld. If Pod would have been a crystal, this would have been an almost immediate snap play, Pyramid Fairy into the Pod Eastern combo, but a Pendant Pod makes this a lot less valuable.
Though Pod is holding on to quite the treasure trove of items and is one of the few high-density locations we have access to, because we don't have the flippers to get into either Swamp or Ice Palace.
Yeah, I would say odds are that Liam, between the checks here and Pod, is probably very close to finding the flippers.
But here's another thing that occurs to me looking at the items on screen. Now, that cape was available to our runners before they dipped into Turtle Rock, which did put the laser bridge that neither of them reached into the logic. Provided the lantern is out there somewhere that we haven't checked yet.
Yeah, the lantern would be the thing that would send me back into T-Rock just because of the logic.
And our Pyramid Fairy is holding on to a big 20 and bombs, as is required for this seed.
Yeah, that's definitely the seed in a nutshell. Big 20 and bombs.
And FEARAgent not getting Kiki to follow for some reason, has to go back in.
I think he was still in invincibility coming out of the mirror.
Ah, that will happen. So we've got, Palace of Darkness is also the green pendant, so that's an extra check open up to him.
I'm really shocked Fear didn't mirror and do the Eastern first, with it being the crystal.
I think after feeling behind, like I imagine he is, he's thinking this is like, if there's something in Pod, I've brought myself back into contention. If there's not, I'm even further behind.
So Pod's not bow locked.
FEARAgent hasn't done any of Eastern though. Liam already has checked everything except for what is bow locked.
Yeah,
You
he
know
checked
there's not much there.
Yeah, there's not much in Eastern, but Liam's got most of it cleared anyway. I wonder if the ice rod's in here.
Both the riders are going to make our way through the Dark Palace. As we get going, it is always a good idea to show these guys some support, putting themselves out there for you. You can check out their links in chat there. Give these runners a follow. They've deserved it.
Oh, absolutely. They're putting on a good show here and a very good run so far, even with some small missteps. But it's definitely a lot of very interesting and unique route. Well, there's the lantern. I wouldn't be surprised if they now find the ice rod in here at all.
That does bring Laser Bridge into logic. Now, part of me wants that ice rod to be hiding on Laser Bridge, or better yet, hiding on a fetch quest that's sitting on the Laser Bridge. Alright, and we're making our way up. 2 more quick checks here. Small key. And another small key.
Lamp being a pod, though, that does lend itself to the green pendant possibly having something, because it's encouraging full completion.
Absolutely, I would agree on that one. And with our other pendant being Mire, all pendants are now completable. It does open itself up for a very early pedestal potential. We even have the book to look at what it is.
Yeah, I could see Liam, after taking care of the pod Eastern combo, possibly going to the skull, checking to see if there's something on the ped, and if there is, heading straight into Mire.
And we find our 3rd bottle here in the Palace of Darkness. It has a fairy inside, always helpful.
May have been a little more helpful for Fear earlier, but at least he's got it now.
Alright, and there's our big key. And the shovel.
There's one of your fetch quests.
Well, the only one that's left out there is the mushroom. And there is still Ether Tablet. We haven't checked that. Alright, we will put our way through the dark maze here and see what these last 3 checks have, and leaving that one behind probably because he's not quite sure.
No, he's going to backtrack. He's going to clear this out, backtrack through, and because he hasn't done Harmless Hellway either.
Oh, okay. Just had to follow where his keys were.
Wait, or he did just skip it. And he mirrored.
Well, we'll see on Liam's side what it holds. Interesting, walking all the way out to fully reset the dungeon. Alright, what is this check?
Hopefully it's nothing big.
Just bombs.
Of
okay.
course.
Now, that'll end up working in his favor, provided he doesn't realize he forgets that and goes back.
Yeah, if he's counting items, which I can't think he would have been at this point.
Alright, it looks like he's gonna go ahead and dive straight toward Helmasaur. Now, I doubt he would forget that this is not all dungeons, as he is the one that picked this seed.
No, but it's the green pendant, and it's not like it's, 3 seconds and a mirror to get to shops and see what he's going to give you today.
Not only that, it's with the silver arrows, it's just 17 bonks and then 1 arrow to the face. Helmasaur's out of your way.
Yeah, it's a super quick clear, and it's better to have it out of the way and not need it than need it and not have it.
One definitely would not disagree with that assessment. And it's time to play Hammer Time with Terrapins.
That was a pretty solid room. Got 3 for 1 even.
Had to be a pretty good feeling after losing a bit of time in Skullwoods for FEARAgent.
Yeah. Now Liam, on the other hand, has sword beams and is just going to be able to one-poke these Terrapins down.
Another thing to note that FEARAgent still hasn't been to the Village of Outcasts. Pick up his Tempered Sword.
Tempered Sword, book, cape, none of that.
Well, you know, the cape isn't required for at least its main check. That's just holding onto our bug. That's a map. So if he's counting, he knows he left one behind, but we will see. Famford plays another pendant, and I would imagine he's may mirror straight to Eastern and take care of that run now.
Yeah, and Liam's not going to be but just a second behind him on the same thing. The difference is Liam's going straight to the back.
Alright, we'll work our way through Eastern Palace here.
Yeah, Fear's going to work his way through these checks pretty well vanilla, although he's got a couple of shortcuts he's going to be able to take thanks to the hook shot. Liam's making a beeline straight back for the back dark room in Armos.
Curious to see where this all leads to, as we're still looking for those flippers, the boots, so we can finish Desert Palace, and of course, everyone's favorite Ice Rod.
If they don't find something here or on the green, I really think that they need to mirror back over and go to Catfish and check Zora Weather there.
That's right.
Because failing that, the only thing really left offhand is Mire, or going back into Turtle Rock.
That's right, we are almost an hour in, and neither runner has been up to Zora yet.
Yeah, not even the Zora area at all. No fake flippers, even though we had Moon Pearl, so no waterfall check, none of that.
Interesting to see in a race at this level to not see any fake flipper shenanigans.
Yeah, definitely a little bit. And now remember, even though that we're still looking for, it still seems like we don't have access to a lot of things because we don't. We're technically only 3 items from go mode.
I just, those 3 items happen to hold on to quite a bit of the game. And don't blink or you will miss this fight from Liam Atlas. Alright, there's his map and his crystal. I didn't even see how it happened. Definitely the power of silver arrows there on the Armos Knights. Definitely more viable than the 48 blue boomerang hits per Armos Knight. And showing off a little bit of tech there is Liam is if you are holding an item above your head, you will not go through the Dark World portal.
Yeah, I almost wish he would have though, and then mirrored back over here, because that would have, been more toward the possible Catfish Zora play. And $20 for the green pendant.
I found your long lost necklace. Here you go, kid. Have $20. I don't know why Saha's from Brooklyn, but we'll take it.
Alright, so Liam's gonna go ahead and dig it. Fear's almost back to his Armos fight.
So what is hiding in our flute spot? And it's the Cane of Brian, another item that puts Laser Bridge into logic. He's heading up toward the mountain. At least he's gonna check Bumper Cave.
He's gonna check Spike. He's gonna check Ether Tab.
Spike was what I went for, but as I think there was an Armos Knights fight on the left side.
Blink and you miss it. I'm not sure about going back up the Death Mountain here. I really want somebody to check Catfish and Zora. They're really out of the way without the flippers, I know, and they're avoiding it purposely because they don't have the flippers. Fear with the same portal skip there.
And Liam almost getting to listen to the pink guy's poem. Looks like we're gonna go see what's on the Ether tablet today. And lightning falls, and we receive $20. It looks like FEARAgent is going to be dipping that final pendant dungeon.
Yeah, he is committed to this blind pull, not knowing that the book's in Thieves Town, but I gotta give him credit. If he's committing to this 100% right now.
It is an interesting play to make when he has not been to the Village of Outcasts. He has not touched Thieves Town. Which are much more item dense. There's only 2 unique items potentially in Misery Mire. And it looks like Liam is going to head himself back into Turtle Rock.
I can't blame him now that he's got a lamp and a boat and now both safeties. The play makes sense, yeah.
This last time he didn't make it out of the dark maze.
Yeah, he got a little turned around on the platforms and ended up dying to the fire bars.
And to answer the questions in chat, sorry, Pedestal has not been looked at. Only Liam has the book so far.
Yeah, no problem about that. But yeah, Pedestal is still fully open and alive. Liam has the book but didn't check it. Liam actually completely forgot here. He now has the hook shot. He's got these checks in logic.
Serves me right. There's not a whole lot here to be seen. Except
Ice Rod!
Ice Rod? Oh boy!
Well, he's gonna be going back to Turtle Rock now.
There's nothing stopping him at all. Eat my words. One can only hope for fear's sake that there's something that comes out of this Misery Mire dive.
Yeah, he needs to find the boots or the flippers in here, or if one of them is on the pedestal.
If that's the play, he suddenly jumps miles into the lead. If it's not the play, he's only continuing to lose himself time.
I wouldn't even say miles into the lead. He's still got Thieves Town he's behind, and he took a lot of time in Skullwoods.
But how long would it take Liam to decide, okay, it's the pedestal?
By the time he's going to be doing that, though, he's already going to have Turtle Rock cleared. He'll already have Skullwoods probably cleared.
Perhaps I shouldn't say miles in the league as far as what he's done, but as far as knowledge.
Knowledge, yes. Hey,
Blue Mail. Alright, that's one unique item here in Misery Mire. Only one remaining. Alright, we're gonna head down in toward the cutscene room. As Liam gets to quickly make his way through most of the parts of Turtle Rock he's already gone through. And we'll get his redemption in the Dark Maze.
Yeah, you can see this time. Oh.
Still taking the non-ideal paths. And
oh, he did. Liam, you have to open the door first, bud.
You gotta push the button. Gotta push the button. And we're gonna go check this hit tile up here. A compass and... Okay. Thanks for that knowledge. I've already done all the fire and lock parts, but... Thanks, game. That one's kind of a kick in the teeth to FEARAgent there.
Alright, Liam's finally back on track here. Definitely took the scenic route, but he should be okay.
Alright, there's the big key for FEARAgent there. Heading toward the big chest. Still looking for one more unique item in Misery Mire here. Or non-dungeon. And it looks like it's on Vitreous.
Thankfully, the silver should make pretty quick work of that.
Alright, and here we have our first visit to Laser Bridge. He's gonna go ahead and take the safety as he's only on 2.5 hearts, and the last thing he wants to do is go through this a third time.
Yeah, thankfully he's got the fairy in a bottle.
And with the Cane of Berna, shouldn't have much trouble getting to these laser lock chests. Map, 50, 20. Gonna run out of magic here shortly. Thankfully, there's a free refill here, and ooh, gets sniped. But you have his fairy to keep him there. Wish he were holding on to that for a more clutch moment. And just the key.
So, not finding anything on Laser Bridge. I think there's still an item on Trinex, thankfully, but this has been kind of a bust for a Turtle Rock.
Now we still need to clear it for the crystal. As FEARAgent is making his way back toward Vitreous, which should be in boss rooms pretty close to each other here. Alright, we're into the Trinex room now.
We got a answering question in chat. We got a hint earlier that Mimic Cave didn't have anything in it. I think it's bombs.
Yep, as is the tradition for the seed, everything is bombs. Always bombs. Alright, and there's 2 quick kills on the heads for Liam, as FEARAgent makes quick work of the eyeballs. 2 silvers, and we're through with Vitreous. What is he holding on to? Our second item in this dungeon, the mushroom! But we don't know.
And Liam got a really quick kill on the last phase of Trinex.
I said, imagine the next move for FEARAgent is immediate flute to 2 to turn in that mushroom. And
Boots!
there's the boots on Trinex. Now, unless something comes from this mushroom or the pedestal, you gotta say Liam has a pretty firm control of this race.
Yeah, that's gonna put Desert back in. It's only the flippers now. That's the last hope. And Fear's going straight for the ped.
Alright, chat, alright, we're gonna get our hypes in, chat. We're gonna see the pedestal, we're going blind. Interesting to note that the Thieves Town is holding on to the book in blind cell.
Maybe it's in Braille. Alright, there's one item of value. If you're a fan of Fear, you want this to be the flippers.
Absolutely has to be the flippers, or this is it. A little bit of powder for good luck. And just a little bit of love.
That hurts.
That must be an absolute gut punch. As if flute away, well, it may not be if... Let's see what happens when he flutes it 2 and gives the mushrooms to the witch.
The
If
only
you're a fan of Fear, this has to be flippers.
Yeah, the only problem here is flippers is going to lead Fear even further off course.
just a little bit of love also. Gonna take his Blue Potion Constellation prize and hopefully head his way up the mountain.
Or he's gonna go to Thieves Town finally.
Going home to check the Pyramid Fairy?
Doesn't have Thieves Town cleared.
He's gonna go check. I guess he hasn't checked the shovel spot yet. And as we have Liam going through Desert Palace here, not finding a whole lot yet. Flippers are still at large here, and that's what's keeping us out of go mode.
Yeah, at this point, flippers have to be desert, vanilla, catfish.
Not a whole lot of places left. And just the map on that part, so we'll head back toward Landmolas. And he's already checked the Spike Cave, so it's either desert or it's with the fishes.
Yeah, it's one of 3 possible locations still here. I'm trying to think of anything else, and I don't think there's anything else in the world I haven't checked.
That's the question, chat. The Tempered Sword is hidden in the Sea House. And Mushroom was just a little bit of love.
Yep. FEARAgent, interestingly enough, at this point, has not been to the village of Outcast outside the Smith chain at all. Hasn't checked any of the 3 actual house locations in there or Thieves Town.
Alright, and Fear, contemplating on where to go next, heads home. As Liam is heading in for his probably pretty quick Landmolas fight, and very, very clean.
Just a piece of heart. Fear's already fluted to 5. He's going to catfish.
There's a lot of little loves out there on the last few checks.
Fear awfully close to taking that last Murderodactyl hit.
Murderodactyls definitely are treacherous as Liam is heading back to the village.
He hasn't checked Skull yet.
Alright, and Fear making his pyramid check, he won't find anything of note, as Liam is going to head back into Skull Woods and find a whole lot of nothing.
Hopefully he checks from the front back. The 2 items here were in the Pop Prison and on the right side. So this should be a really quick check for Liam.
Alright, and FEARAgent is headed up toward Catfish and then into Zora, where our flippers have to be hiding somewhere around here.
Yeah, it's got to be one of these 2 checks. So, Fear will be our first person to the flippers, but unfortunately, when Liam finds the flippers, it will be go mode.
It's one of the 2 items for Liam. So that would be his second item.
That's both,
check
yeah.
the pot prison.
He might go up a check pedestal here, though I doubt it. Nope, he's gonna go ahead and just make sure.
Oh, well, you're already in the woods. You've already got it. Your book. It's just take this off your mind. And there's a shield from the catfish. So we have vanilla flippers.
Yeah. So after all that, 75 minutes later, the flippers are vanilla.
Or floating away.
He does it. He's still got all of Outcasts.
When you're already
But
there,
you were
why would you not?
right there.
Oh. That's just gonna end up being rather heartbreaking for him when he comes to realize how close he was to finding those slippers before.
I can't 100% fault him for the play though. It's 500 rupees down, and in a seed like where you're having some trouble, maybe you want to hang on to the money. And there's a lot of checks over here you haven't completed. There's what, 4, 5, like 9 items.
Well, even still, taking out 500 rupees, that still leaves him over 800.
I forgot. We now have both Bootslock locations on the table that could have the flippers.
Yep, and Liam did just hammer bonk. Or mirror bonk, excuse me. Alright, our first Bootslock reward, half magic. Complain.
Yeah, not what we're looking for, but not bad to find.
Alright, we'll head over toward Kingstown.
I don't think Liam may not have checked Graveyard, so this might be his first check on that as well.
Ah, yes.
Lumberjack was not checked. Oh no.
Was it? I don't actually
No,
come to think of it.
no,
I don't
it
think
wasn't.
either of our runner have been to that yet.
But Liam's the only one that just got the boots.
And for those wondering in chat, they are on right now.
So
that
yeah,
opens up an interesting possibility.
Yeah, a lot more than we originally thought here. We had the two Bootslock locations, which we had spaced on here as commentator, which both had unique items, but not the ones we're looking for.
Well, quack quack. Right, if you're Liam, do you head over and check Lumberjack? No,
Nah.
He's heading toward Catfish. Or he's not really sure where to go.
He's just realized he can't get on that side from over here.
And I fear, unfortunately, taking a death in Thieves Town, but he has the ferry.
Yeah, they call it the Hellway for a reason.
Save losing just a few frames. And that all-important, potentially important ferry.
Alright, so we're back down to 2 locations yet again. Still Zora, possibly the Lumberjack Cave.
Interesting to see Liam heading back to 4 and entering the Dark World here. I was gonna go with Catfish.
5 will have been a hair faster, but it's not huge. I mean, Liam, I think at this point finally does have everything else checked. If he doesn't find it at Zora, he may as well mirror and flute back to 4.
Yeah, if it's not on Zora at this point, well, the only place we have left that I can possibly think of is Lumberjack. And wouldn't that be interesting to see an hour and 30-minute Aga 1? And shield for Liam, and he decides, I'm good. Alright, and we're gonna head up toward the king of all scams. Is he holding on to his vanilla flippers this whole time? Or are we heading to Aghanim? Alright, chat, the moment of truth is upon us. We have woken up the fish. What will he be spending on us today for the cost of 500 rupees? It is 10 arrows!
Oh my god. So, Ganon, all dungeons or not, who likes sacking them?
Chooses to go to Sanctuary.
He's in disbelief. He wants to check to make sure, and I don't blame him in the least.
You know what? Another check just occurred to me. We have not been to the dark chest of escape.
We haven't been to any of the chests in Escape. We haven't done Hyrule at all.
What is going on here? We're all confused.
Okay, so yeah, so this is now a solid play because this is probably not the flippers now. It's
and that's
not.
10 sticks. So it's in an hour and 20 minutes in, we are going to find our flippers in Hyrule Castle of all places.
Not Aghanim, but adjacent. What is this?
It's one of the it's something you would often see early checked in this scene, only for us to forget that an hour and 20 minutes in, we are heading into the bottom of escape.
Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 possible chests in here. One of them is the key. The map's already been found. There's 3 items down here.
And somewhere in here has to be our water shoes.
Alright, so first chest, second chest, Zelda's chest, dark chest. Which one's it gonna be in?
Going with all the way to the back, because that's how this seed has to go.
Almost, because why not?
And FEARAgent finding his tempered sword in Sea House.
Again,
After completing blind.
check your houses, then do your dungeon. I mean, I guess the only upside to this is you didn't get distracted by swamp or ice because there's absolutely nothing in there.
Yep. They can't hold the flippers. For question in chat, purple chest was love. Alright, we're heading down to see what's hanging out in Zelda's cell. It's either here or in the sewer cell. We will find our flippers.
Fear's coming back into the Dark World for 4?
Where is he going? Oh, he just finished Thieves Town, so he's gonna go to his Pyramid Ferry.
Yeah.
And there's our water toes! 1 hour and 22 minutes in, Liam Atlas is in go mode!
Alright, so Fear's gonna check his pyramid. Liam's running straight into Go Mode Ice and Go Mode Swamp. The 2 dungeons you really want to Go Mode.
Absolutely, so this should be quick work for Liam Atlas, as FEARAgent is going to take in his bomb and be disappointed with the Pyramid Ferry. He has a lot of out-of-the-way locations that he still has yet to check. He needs to go back to Hookshot Cave to find the Ice Rod, and he needs to go into Hyrule Castle to find the flippers, as well as finish Turtle Rock to pick up the boots so he can do Desert. It's unfortunate with gambles he took just not paying off at all and sending him in the complete wrong direction.
Yeah, not to mention, if he decides to mirror here and gets his flippers, he's going to be distracted by full clearing swamp and full clearing ice.
Definitely not a kind seed when you really break it down after seeing where it started, where we had everything, hiding a few things in just not great places.
Yeah. So Fear decided to stop, check Miss America and the Pyramid Ferry. Got some code red for it. Gonna come down here, get his flippers. Liam just making short work of everything in Ice Palace. Ice Palace bomb jump, first time every time.
One of these days I'll get it. And a real nice quick kill on that Pen Gator room. And FEARAgent is heading into the castle.
Yeah, he's just a good minute away from his flips.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, answer a question in chat. The reason why that they skipped escape is they didn't have a weapon coming in here the first time when they're checking Uncle, and on their first Sphere 1 checks, they ended up with Hammer, Mitts, Moon Pearl. They ended up with a lot of access, and it's just one of those things that fell to the wayside.
Alright, Liam's setting up, trying to get that cold stare into the corner, and he's got himself far, but that ice block had other ideas. Go ahead, 2 fire rod shots to put the puffs to bed.
A little scary being a 2.5 hearts, being as he's still on green mail, but overall it worked.
And those cold stares do 4 hearts base damage, if I'm not mistaken.
Question in chat. Last chest in Hookshot Cave is the Ice Rod.
Fear definitely needs to get himself up the mountain. Unfortunately, he's going to be distracted by the swamp play that he now has access to. Which, not the worst idea ever, as we've had these access to these flippers since the very beginning of the game.
Yeah, so what you're gonna see here, if you haven't seen it before, you're about to see the difference between a full clear and a go mode Swamp Palace. Note that Fear's probably going to have a good 20-second advantage going in, but Liam's going to be done with the dungeon in about 2.5, 3 minutes.
And for those asking in chat, the boots were on Trinexx, which both runners dipped into Turtle Rock before having the Ice Rod, did not make it to Laser Bridge before dying, went off, left, came back. The Ice Rod is hiding in the Hookshot Cave, which puts you back in, killing Trinexx, getting the boots, and just creating the huge gap in this seed.
Yeah, the story of the seed has been, Fear's been made quite a few very brave gambles that just have not panned out. Basically, all of the pendant dungeons besides Pod. Even Pod didn't really pay out, it just gave you the lamp.
Which just makes things a little bit easier, but not required at this caliber, though Liam did have a bit of issues in the dark maze of Turtle Rock.
Yeah, so as Chet's been pointing out, Liam entered Swamp 30 seconds after Fear and is about to pass him in clearing. And all of this is just based off only 1 extra check so far. This is where being able to do these go mode dungeons just pays off in spades.
It definitely shows the difference between having to check everything and just having to get to the boss, especially in a dungeon like Swamp Palace where the big key is not required.
Yeah, they both have a hint that the swamp big chest is, well, bombs, I think.
I believe it's bombs, but it also holds nothing of value for Liam. Even without the hint.
Yes, powder was a very early check. It was in the Hera big chest, right?
Yes. So we're definitely required to make a lot of different checks into the mountain.
Yeah, they were required to make at least 2 trips up the mountain. The first one to get the powder for the hook shot. But you could clear the entire mountain in 2 passes, including both dungeons.
Crazy to think that.
Yeah, it really is. So Liam's most of the way back to his Argus fight. Fear's coming down. He's going to do Argus first, but going to check these back chests.
And it just looks like for the usual grab and swipes, and no 1 cycle shenanigans here from Liam.
Now, of note is that one of these 2 chests did have the red mail. The blue mail's in Mire. Liam's going to be going into the rest of this game with only green.
Liam has one of the higher seeds in this turn, as one of the higher seeds in this as a higher seed than FEARAgent tournament. I think he would be comfortable going through the rest of this game green mail, as pretty much every runner in this tournament should be able to.
Yeah, but it only takes one high roll driver to really put you on the back foot.
All right, and that, I believe, is Liam's last crystal. I think that means we're doing something.
Absolutely. Why don't you go ahead and get that started, and I'll go ahead and explain it. So for all of you who are joining us here on the Speed Gaming family of channels, we like to play the Big Key guessing game. Inside of Ganon's Tower, there are 22 different locations where the Big Key may be located. Go ahead and get your guesses in chat. If you happen to also be a supporter of the Speed Gaming family of networks through donations of 250 bits or as a subscriber, you could be entered to be put on the leaderboard should you win, and have everyone's everlasting adoration.
All right, and where do you think that key's going to be hiding, Demon?
14. Always 14.
I just, for whatever reason, the number 17 calls to me. And FEARAgent finishes off Argus without much trouble. All right, and get those last few guesses in, chat.
Yep, you gotta go through the portal and just head over. We're gonna be nearly there. So yeah, just talking about the difference Go mode makes. FEARAgent checked a total of 5 checks more that were not very far off the beaten path from Liam, and it cost a minute and a half.
Alright, the crystals are spinning. You have a last couple seconds to get your guesses in.
FEARAgent finds a full heart on the Lake Hylia Island. Gonna go check our friend the Hobo, who's been kind of abandoned all game. He's been lonely.
I think I don't know if he minds that as he decides to live under a bridge. Looks like we're going right side.
Yep, we'll see what we got here. 10 bombs in number 1, 10 arrows in number 2. As FEARAgent just found some love on the, or not some love, but some money off the Hobo, rather.
Alright, it looks like Bob will stay with us. And that's number 3, the compass. And we'll head in for 4, 5, 6, and 7 in the Stalfos rooms. Four is the key. 5 is small key. 6 is a big 20. 7, the butter sword.
Not required, but in absence of any mail upgrades, every extra clear helps.
Absolutely. And we have number 8 here. Just a map. And FEARAgent is going to make his way up to Sora and be rather disappointed with his findings. Not quite getting the NMG strats there on Liam's side. Just deciding to go for the much easier Samaria blocks.
Yeah, just be quick and easy with it and get it out of the way. No need for the full swag.
Alright, here's number 9 in the fire bar room, and we have just another big 20. Leaving some extra bombs as we head into the rando room. 10 through 13 will be hiding here. 10 is a big 20. 11 bombs. 12, the fire shield, and 13 blue bombs. Now note, that would have been the mirror shield had he decided to pick that up from the catfish.
Yeah, better for him overall. Less lags, can still block those fireballs coming up in the Lambo 2 fight. Fear just cleaning up some of these overworld checks, getting Catfish, Zora, Ether Tablet, all that out of the way.
Just being drug all over the world, only to find out that he was already in the right place earlier. All right, here's Bob. Just another nope. Alright, and these checks behind the ice Armos are a big 20, a piece of heart, and we're going to the right side. Where does that put us again? Where does that put us now?
17 checks so far. We're going to check 18 through 21. Unless he decides that, you know, hey, why not? Let's give Tyler some love.
We do have the cape to cheese this room out, and he's deciding, nope. Fortunately, both of us out of contention, but we'll see who wins this one in chat.
Absolutely.
Once again, playing for a spot on our fall tournament leaderboard. Alright, here we go. 18, Beat Bottle. 19, the Arrow of Destiny. 20, the Big Key. And just a small key for funsies. Actually, you needed that small key to get through most of Ganon's tower.
Yeah, they that's a small key that they actually did need there. That would have been very bad had not picked that up.
And the closest guess from a sub-supporter was 22 by Say Ryu X. Congratulations, and we'll get you on the leaderboard with a save. Unfortunately, I had only one that doesn't make them visible on the leaderboard, but keep going. GG to you. And Liam is going to head straight up the gauntlet.
Yeah, Butter Sword, Silver Arrows, this should be pretty easy.
The only thing he does not have going for them is that they did not find either of the male upgrades.
Yeah, I maybe take the safety room, just in case.
That's 6 hearts. Deciding against it.
Yeah, 6 of 14, the fairies would have been helpful.
My other thought is, did they ever go to the witch's hut to pick up a potion?
No.
And I don't think we found any potions aside from that green potion on our very first bottle.
Yeah, we found the green potion, we have found a bee, an empty, a fairy. Fear picked up a red from the pyramid fairy and bought a blue.
Alright, and Fear making their way through Turtle Rock. Gonna go ahead and take down Trinex momentarily. We'll probably check Laser Bridge as he's still looking for those boots, which are on Trinex. And he will need to come down here to at least to the first chest to find that small key.
Mm-hmm.
Opting for Cape Strats, and because he stopped for the refill, he will have to do this. The landmills are on sync. So with the Butter Sword, they're nothing.
Yeah, got a really nice triple spin off, which is, if you're going to sync them up like that, that's really nice, because that's going to, especially with the Butter, or even the Temper, this is going to make him an extra 1 hit away. Alright, so Fear heading back toward Trinex, about to get his boots. Liam on the last part of the gauntlet here.
And dash through this room. Into our last two fire puzzles.
Yeah, that room's always awkward. Even if you dash on what is quote-unquote the right pixel, you can still get knocked around.
It's happened to me plenty of times as FEARAgent unfortunately grabs a hold of the wrong cane to cross the bridge.
Yeah, one cane's as good as another, right?
Alright, FEARAgent decided to go for the front side strats with Temper Sword, and not the hardest fight out there. Gets the first one down, manages to get the switch in time before having to be locked out of menu locked out of the cutscene. Down goes head number 2. Setting up that spin for the quick kill. Oop, just a little early. And down goes Trinex. And we're gonna go ahead and take our really easy kill with the Moldorm with the Butter Sword.
Alright.
Yep.
At an hour 41:15, FEARAgent is going to enter go mode. Liam with that hook shot buffers to line up that dash really easy.
Alright, and here comes Ganon. I just pick up one of the 3 shots there. Much more favorable pattern here. There's a double. 3 hits to go. First 2 minutes, we managed to pull up 1. 2 left. Clones are a little bit off sync, and there's a double, and we're on to the big pig.
Yeah, not the most favorable positions, but still managed to get a pretty good quick cycles out of that.
Alright, and FEARAgent is in the Desert Palace to finally pick up the big key and be able to finish this dungeon. Down goes the bat, in comes Liam, and into the big pig we go.
Is it going to be a burrito? Let us be a burrito. Nope.
And with the gold sword, I couldn't imagine there being much difficulty for him. Sets himself up for those nice little dash strats. Takes a hit from a fire bat. Into phase 3 with very little trouble.
Yeah, thankfully he got the immediate hit there on 3, didn't have to deal with the shield bats.
All we have to do is wait for him to stop teleporting. Stop teleporting.
Dancing with the Stars, Hyrule Edition.
Did we find the arrows in Light World? We bet. Yeah, I'll just stop. Ooh, close to the fall there. Puts in the double, almost the triple, and puts the final arrow into Ganon. Get your GGs in chat as the fanfare plays, the explosion goes, and the pig is down.
Yeah, GG to Liam. Well played.
All it's up to do is cross the bridge, and I can tell you that Liam Atlas has finished this race in first place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 44 minutes, and 5 seconds.
Yep. Liam crossing the finish line just as Fear grabs that 6th crystal.
And I'm now able to report that 14 seconds later, FEARAgent has chosen to forfeit from the race.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that the gambles didn't pay off, but you gotta give credit where credit's due. Just being able to come into the race and say, you know what, I'm gonna stick to my guns. I'm gambling on the pedestal blind. We're gonna go in, finish all the pendants, and go for it.
Absolutely, a tough seed for FEARAgent and a really well executed for Atlas. Just managed to make the right picks at the right time. And as we wait for our runners to join us in the interview booth, what are your thoughts on that one, Fear?
I don't know. I don't know.
And I should report that we are indeed joined by FEARAgent and Liam Atlas. GG to both of you. What a seed.
Yeah, absolutely GG, guys.
Thanks. I don't think it was a bad seed. I think I played really bad, but I don't think it was a bad seed.
Yeah, it's one of those seeds where, I mean, it's anytime we're playing just regular open mode, all it takes is one tangent you go off onto, and yeah.
So I guess looking for that, one thing that you both did was that early dip into Turtle Rock. What were your thoughts going into that? Start with Liam there.
Well, we had everything except for Ice Rod at that time, so I was really hoping Ice Rod would be in there somewhere and it'd finish, but I'm showing my rust on dark rooms there. I haven't done that room dark in a while. That was unfortunate. I was really worrying that I left something on Laser Bridge that was important, but it didn't turn out that way, thankfully.
It definitely could have entered your mind as you went into the village of Outcast to find those invulnerability items that put the Laser Bridge into logic.
Yeah, and as soon as I found the lamp out of Pod as well, which was basically the only thing from Pod, and that I started to worry a little bit more.
And then Fear, what was your thought going into that early Turtle Rock?
Yeah, pretty much the same thing. It's like you have everything for it. Why not? There's no real downside to it. But the further I went in, the worse I felt about it. It was like, oh, let's go dip it. And then I kept going further and further. And I died on a really unfortunate spot.
Yeah, both of you guys, you made it just a little bit further in as you fell into that first laser bridge where Liam did not escape the dark maze. Going through the other main crux of the seed, that flipper location that both of you left till hours into the seed.
Yeah, I really don't like doing front of escape and open. If it's forced early or if you're going to do AGA, then I'll pair it with it, but there's so many other things that are usually quicker checks than diving down and all the way to Zelda's chest. Thankfully, when I did go, I had the boots, so it made it a little bit faster, but yeah, that was unfortunate.
Well, when I died at when I fell to Mold Arm 3 times and I missed the bomb jump, I got pretty tilted at that point, and so then I went to TR and I died, and at that point I was like, oh, I'm so far behind, and so I was like, let's go clear Crystal Dungeons, and I went to Skull Woods, and I thought it was a Crystal Dungeon, and when I died to Moth and then went back and got the pendant, I felt totally lost. So I was like, okay, I'm pretty much lost at this point. Let's see if we can pull pedestal, and we did. I mean, that's what I did.
Yeah, I gotta give you credit there. It's even with all the shortcomings that started early in that seed, you stuck to your guns. You're like, you know what? Let's play the pedestal gamble and go for it. And for a while there, especially as you both were checking the locations back and forth, and the flippers weren't still coming up, it came down to this is now a very real possibility. Yeah.
I mean, that's what I needed to happen after that mistake of accidentally clearing Skull Woods. Not just clearing it, but I mean, I think the first 2 items were in the front, so you didn't even have to do.
Yeah, I ended up checking the front and checking the ped when I was still searching for those flippers.
Yeah, I didn't get the book until pretty late because I didn't go to Thieves Town for a long time. Because after I pulled the pedestal, I was like, I'm just gonna follow every fetch quest I could, including catfish. I knew I was way far behind. I needed something, and so I just made every gamble possible, and every gamble was the wrong gamble. So the seed was actually pretty straightforward.
Yeah, the one thing I will say is, even though you guys didn't check escape early, and unfortunately, Fear, when you had checked it, you saw other items, but especially for you, Liam, it may have been the last item you found, and it may have been available, from the start of the game, but it did allow you to do the 2 best possible go mode dungeons.
Yeah, that was about the only thing that was really a nice thing about Flipper Go mode. Yeah, I just ran straight through IP and Swamp. But I was feeling pretty nervous at that time too, because when I found it, I was thinking, man, did my opponent get this super early and is on his way up already? But it always feels nice when you can go mode those dungeons.
And that was definitely interesting to have those flippers sitting for so long in a Sphere 1 location. And definitely threw the two of us for a loop as we were just racking brains. Where are these things be? Not remembering that no one had been to escape yet an hour and 20 minutes into the seed.
Well, the seed opened up so quickly. Like we got Moon Pearl, we had Moon Pearl, and I think we got Mitt at the same time.
And both of those were on the mountain.
Yeah, so the everything was open. It was a little overwhelming almost.
And then the other thing that we kind of hypothesized that why that check took so long is when you headed toward Uncle, neither of you had a weapon.
Yeah, I usually do Uncle first. So if Uncle doesn't give me a weapon, it'll usually take me a while to get back to escape.
Yeah, same here. And like I said, I don't prioritize front of escape, especially early. I thought about it before I went to Catfish and Zora to check those. I thought about escape then, because then you have the potential 3 items in escape versus those 2 long checks. But normally I don't like doing escape and open unless I have the boots, which I did at that point. I feel like it takes so much time to do.
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right, as we go in to wrap this up, Liam, this moves you up to 6-3, just over the halfway point in the races. How do you feel going forward for the rest of this?
I feel pretty good. I definitely feel a little bit nervous. My 3rd race against Osei 101's tomorrow, so that could he's at the top of the group right now. That could really help decide a lot. And I still got 2 races against Ari left, so I feel good about where I am. But yeah, I know there's a lot of work to do.
Unfortunately, Fear, this moves you to 1-8. How do you want to approach the rest of this tournament?
I don't. No, I don't know. I knew that I wasn't. I feel lucky to be here. Honestly, like I don't know how I qualified. I say that every time, and I don't know. I'm just gonna try to upset some people, I guess.
Well, you definitely qualified by getting good times in those qualifying races, so you've definitely earned your spot here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, record be hecked. You're just by being in these group stages, you're one of the best less than 100 runners that we've got for Link to the Past. So it's just an honor. It's just an amazing being here, and you're going up against the cream of the crop. So every win is something. Yeah,
I mean, with these matches, like this is my choice, and it was just a regular open with defeat Ganon, randomized sword. It's just something that everyone gets to play, and I feel like that's my best opportunity to take advantage of getting lucky, because like Liam and Ari and all these guys in my group are so good. I have to find something, and I have to gamble a bit more, and the gambling's just hasn't been going my way, and that's okay. I mean, that's rando. My goal was to make the tournament. I did that, and if I can get a couple wins, then I'll be all right.
Definitely something you can walk away and be proud of. Before we let you go, do you have any final thoughts or any trash you want to talk coming for your upcoming matches?
No trash from me, but just thank you guys. GG again, Fear. Thanks for comms and restream and everything. All the volunteers in this tournament do an amazing job, so appreciate it. Yeah,
big props to you guys for commentating and for tracking and all the work that goes into that. And yeah, I can't trash talk to Liam. I'm excited to see what our 3rd match will be. Do you know what you want to veto? Are you going to veto first, or am I going to veto first?
I'm probably going to veto first, and I don't even mind saying it now, but I'm going to veto Key Sanity.
Okay. What about you, Fear?
Oh, I veto Swordless every chance I get.
One could definitely not blame him. Well, you guys can have a great afternoon and rest up and get ready for your next race. Demon, you want to send us toward the end?
Absolutely. So I've got some links there for you in chat. If you haven't already, follow both of these runners. They put on the heck of a race for you all throughout. Also got links in there for not only myself, but my co-commentator, Bunchy to the Tree, and our tracker, Melee Wizard. Thank you both very much for joining me here and helping out. People, we got a lot more rando action. We were just taking you through a nice chill open seed going into the afternoon races. You got a whole slew of races, not only linked to the past, but other things coming up on the Speed Gaming family 1 to 6, as well as LTTPR 1 to 5. Just stay tuned. We'll have some more great action here for you. And until next time, I am Demon RHK.
And I'm Bungie to the Tree, reminding you, if you want to learn more about these, you can see speedgaming.org/schedule to see what's going on today. And always check out that link to the past Randomizer Discord for all your information, and maybe you can be one of these runners someday. Well, I've got some Cyndaquil to catch, so you guys have a great day.